Dear students, today we will discuss what is selection and what is the procedure or process of selection followed by various organizations. In the previous lecture, we have discussed recruitment. So, through the process of recruitment, whatever the applications the organization collected, the another step after collection of those, uh, you can say those application is choosing the appropriate person out of those selected applicants. So selection is the process through which the organization choose or pick the right candidate which is or who is most suitable for the vacant positions in the organization. So selection is that process in through which out of the applications received by the organization through the process of recruitment, we select the best uh, person or candidate out of those applicants. So in another word, we can say that selection can also be explained as the process of interviewing the candidate and evaluating their qualities. Means through which or through the process of selection we can, we evaluate, we interview the candidate for whether that person or that candidate is having that much of quality, that much of competency, and for the desired post. So this is the definition of selection. Now, what are the advantages if the organization follow a proper selection process? So the very good advantage to the organization is that it is in a cost effective and effective measure or a tool, and through which the proper selection procedure we can reduce a lot of time and effort. So in this, what we can say is that the human effort as the and the financial burden get reduced if we follow the systematic procedure of selection. Another is if there is a systematic procedure of selection or process of selection followed by the organization, then there is very less chance of getting the bias while recruiting the right candidate. So the angle of biasness, injustice can be avoided through a selection procedure. Another is with the help of selection procedure, we can eliminate those candidates who are not suitable for the job, or those who are having lack of knowledge or inappropriate for the job, or the ability is less, because various selection tests, various selection methods, we can or the organization can able to judge the candidate's caliber knowledge. So through this procedure of selection we can eliminate those candidates who are not suitable for the job. Another advantage is that it provides a guideline to evaluate the candidate further through strict verification and reference checking. See, after the various steps, we will discuss later on the various steps followed by the organization in the selection procedure. So out of that, one is the verification, or you can say the background checking and the reference checking. So with the organization or to the organization verify the background of the candidate. If there is some discrepancy or some type of thing is there, then you can the anytime the organization can cancel the offer. Another advantage is it help in comparing the different candidate in terms of their capability, knowledge, skill, experience, and work attitude. So with the help of a proper selection procedure, the company is in a position to compare between the various candidates who is best, and the company will choose it, or the organization will pick or select that candidate. So on the basis of capability, knowledge, skill and experience, or you can say the work attitude, we can categorize the candidate, or we can differentiate the candidate. So these are the few advantages associated with the selection procedure. Now moving to the main the important question, or the main topic, that is, what are the various steps followed by the majority of organization in the selection of the candidate. The very first step is the preliminary interview, which we can say is here we can conduct a telephonic interview, or we can or the organization can select the candidate on the basis of the applicant. Screening of the application is there, or you can say preliminary interview. In that, what we do is we check the various eligibility criteria. If the person is not eligible enough to follow, say suppose if there is a vacancy of a civil engineer, and we get the applicant of a CS background, or an IT background person. So there is no requirement of such person, because the organization require a person who is having a degree of civil engineering. So these type of things can be eliminated with the pre-interview. Another is receiving the applications or applicants. Here we can say through that recruitment procedure, we receive the various applicants, and we check those applications on the various eligibility criteria. Another is the screening of applications, that is on the basis of eligibility criteria. Like we are say suppose the organization is requiring a person who is having 10 year of experience. So the eligibility criteria is that person should have a 10 year of experience. But the at that time when the organization was screening the applications are received from those peoples who are having, or who are freshers, or having a very less number of experience. So at that very particular time, the organization can reject those applications. So at the every step there is a rejection if the eligibility criteria doesn't match with the between the applicant and the organization need or the job requirement. There is rejection from the rejection of the candidate from the organization side. That is the if the candidate found unsuitable. Next is uh, or you can say experiment test or psychological tests are there. Here we conduct an written test or some technical test, that is employability tests are there, emotional tests are there, a lot of tests are there, which is conducted by the in very different modes. Sometimes we only conduct the PI personal interviews here. Sometimes the organization follow a different steps, like first is written, then there will be an GD round, and then there is a personal interview, and then there is another HR round is there. So it depends upon the requirement of the job or the organization. Then the next step is reference checking. This is the thing, if the candidate found suitable. Now, if the organization, majority of organization do the background checking of the people or the candidate, means like is the you can say is the information provided by the candidate are correct or not. That is done, or the verification of those informations done through reference checking, or the or you can say the person who previous, or we check the background of the employee with the previous employer with whom the employees have worked. So this is the another. And then next is the medical examination. In medical examination, we check the medical fitness or the physical fitness, whether the employee is capable to work. Is there some some kind of the employee is not uh, having some kind of disease or that. Then the final selection. Now at this step, when the final selection means the company or the organization offers the letter of joining to the employee. Now the ball is in the court of employees. At any time, the employee can accept or reject the offer letter given by the employer. So this is the procedure followed by maximum organization for selection of a right candidate. Hope the points are clear to everyone. In the previous lecture, we will discuss about training and development of the candidate.